In every season of every show, there's that one episode that just takes your breath away. With numerous bombastic episodes, Winx Club is no different. That is why on this edition of Favorites, I'll be sharing with you my favorite episode of each season. Season 1, Episode 26, The Witch's Downfall. Oh my god, this episode was freaking bomb! It was the climatic culmination of a battle 7 episodes in the making. Witches, fairies, specialists, wizards, teachers, and allies all band together to fight against the army of darkness, with the Winx taking on Darcy and Stormy, and the epic ice versus fire battle of Bloom and Icy. This is how a season finale should be. Half of this episode was pure, non-stop action. This was literally a war, one that was hard fought and a victory that was truly earned.
Seems your aim is a bit off.
Season 2, Episode 26, The Phoenix Revealed. Man, Rainbow really knew how to do finales back then. This episode was awesome. There was this true sense of danger, like there really was a lot at stake. And the Winx were incredibly mature and battle ready in this episode. I was quite impressed. The dialogue was very strong and the actors, English, were fantastic. And oh my god, the tricks! What the heck was that? That was one of the coolest things I've seen on the show. The music used in this episode was also a great choice to set the tone. Basically, this episode was a near perfect one.
So what now? I'll stay behind and slow them down.
Me too.
No, Flora, let me stay here with Musa.
Layla, you're the only one here who's fought Darkheart before.
And Stella, your power is the most effective against the Shadow Forces. You two get to Bloom. It only makes sense.
Girls, we will not let you down. You go on with them, Chada, and take care of Lockette.
Come on, let's move. Ladies, shall we give our friends some cover? These guys are toast.
Let's do this quickly.
Season 3, Episode 10, Althea Under Siege. Jesus Christ, this episode blew me away. I don't know why, but seeing the witches rain from the sky like that is just such a great visual. And I love seeing the fairies band together again against the enemy. It wasn't just the Winx doing the fighting, while everyone else just ran like headless chickens. Each fairy held her own. Reminds me of the Season 1 battles, especially the finales. But this episode does raise a logic and continuity question. We see the Enchantix fairies battle here along with the first level fairies. But then, where were the Enchantix fairies in the battle against the Tricks and their army in Season 1? I know, Enchantix wasn't created until the 3rd season. But think about it. The Winx and their classmates were first year students in Season 1. But there had to also be the 2nd year and the 3rd year students, of which at least a few should have had their Enchantix. I mean, the Winx used their Enchantix freely at Althea, so wouldn't that be the case with the older fairies too? Then why was Season 3 the first time the fairies heard about Enchantix? Shouldn't they at least have seen Enchantix fairies walk about the 2 previous years? I mean, I get it. It wasn't created until the 3rd season, but I just wish they hadn't brushed it off like that. They could have given an excuse. Like, up until the events of Season 3, all Enchantix fairies would go to an undisclosed location to further their training away from the lower level fairies. And they decided to change that policy that year because of the threat of Veltor or something. Details. But it seems like no one ever even noticed this flaw, so whatever. Back on track. I also really like some of the effects they used. Another truly outstanding thing of this episode was that epic confrontation between Veltor and Miss Faragonda. Whoa. I mean, just whoa. Faragonda usually just does protective or shielding spells. But who knew the bitch could hold her own in an actual battle? This episode was so good that music getting her Enchantix powers wasn't even the most interesting thing that happened. And if you can take the spotlight away from Enchantix, then you know your episode is top notch. I am Baltor, master of full entrances.
Baltor.
We meet again, Faragonda, but this time you are without your warrior sorcerers from the Company of Light.
You've bewitched the girls from Cloud Tower.
I have always been known to be persuasive, and with their help, I'm going to take the magic treasures of Althea, your powerful formulas, your secret spells, and use them to become what I once was, the greatest sorcerer!
No, never! Did you hear what I said? Never!
The headmistress is fighting against Voltor!
Well, it's about time someone took that guy out.
This may hurt a little, Faragonda!
Season 4, Episode 17, The Enchanted Island. Not only is this my favorite episode of the season, but it's my favorite episode of the series. It is so good. It's the episode that I've watched the most, by far. I'm not kidding. I rewatch this episode again every other day, and I know the Ray English script by heart. I just sit here and recite the lines along with the characters. But why do I love this episode so much? Well, I don't know. I can say the usual, like how the animation is great, the dialogue is fantastic, the performances are an A+, but there's something about this episode that just makes it stand out to me. And I still cannot pinpoint what exactly that is. I guess it's how it so expertly balances action, comedy, drama, and maturity, and ties everything so neatly together. Oh, and those dark mermaids are freaking beasts. I love them. And then, this episode finishes with my absolute favorite scene in Wings history. The release of the Earth Fairies and the beginning of the revenge against the wizards, the humans, and anyone who comes in between. This scene sent the series to a whole new level, and its level of badassery went into overload. This is the standard of writing I expect from the show since this episode.
Join my court and become warrior fairies. From this day forward, the realm of vengeance begins. Vengeance against the wizards of the Black Circle, who hunted us and deprived us of our freedom.
Yes! Vengeance!
Our fury will not spare the Earth people who betrayed us. By no longer believing in magic, they weakened us.
No, this is wrong.
How dare you!
I mean no disrespect, but humans know nothing about magic. They live their lives with worries and joys. They are completely innocent.
Is it innocent people who devastate nature and offend the Earth it lives on?
Oh! Morgana, Your Highness, I beg of you, please, give up your vengeance. You need to earn back their trust. Most Earth people are good. Please don't punish all of humanity for the sake of a very few.
The realm of the fairies is about to begin, and I want us all on the same side. Winx, Roxy, will you join us and become warrior fairies? So you refuse. I should ban you as renegade fairies, but I won't. I will let you go. Consider our debt of gratitude to be paid in full. Do not get in our way should we meet again, for you will be treated as enemies.
Season 5, Episode 3, Return to Althea. This episode was great. I can do without the starstruck students gushing over the wings at the beginning, but overall this episode was the strongest of the season. The overall writing and dialogue felt very natural. The animation wasn't superb, but it was bearable. And can I just say, that battle was by far the best of the season. The graphics were amazing and there was actual fight choreography this time, not just one energy ball after another. The music used for the battle sequence was also very good. Bravo to the music department. And Aisha was kicking ass in this episode. This battle was totally hers. I can watch this fight over and over again and never get bored. I am the Wingsologist and this has been WCG's Favorites.